All right. Greetings, students. I want to welcome you back. And we are on Book 2, Unit 4, page 20. And so if you look at the title, the theme of this unit is, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. Or you can say it, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. Say it a couple different ways that you could see it, but we're going to be talking a lot about food in this unit. All right, and so you can look at the snapshot first. I've never heard of that. Favorite ethnic dishes. Okay, so our first part of this lesson is what is ethnic? What is dishes? And so if you look at the screen, you'll see ethnic. Say that with me, ethnic. You have to do the TH, ethnic. Ethnic. I need to hear the C on the end, ethnic. What is ethnic? An ethnic group is a group of people who share a common heritage or history, a common culture, and or a common language. And so that's an ethnic group. An ethnic group are a group of people. It may be, for example, Cambodians, Thais, and Laotians would be of the same ethnic group. The language is similar, history is similar, and your culture is similar. And so China and Vietnam and Korea and Japan would be of the same ethnic group because they have similar history, they have a similar culture, a similar language, all right, not exactly the same, but similar. So that is an ethnic group. An ethnic group is a group of people, maybe from different countries, from different nationalities, but their history is similar. Not exactly the same, but similar. Their culture is similar. And their language may be similar also. But what's the difference between ethnic and race? Okay, ethnic and race. A race is usually associated with biology and linked with physical characteristics. Okay, an ethnic group is associated with similar culture and history, but a race is associated with similar physical characteristics, how you look, your hair, your eyes, your nose. And there are many different ethnic groups, and we're going to take a look at 6 of them briefly, but there are 3 different races: Caucasian, Mongoloid, and Negroid. Can you say that? The 3 races are Caucasian, Mongoloid, and Negroid. All right, and that is based upon color of skin, shape of the eyes, nose, mouth, and hair. And so these are 3 big groups all over the world that are similar. They're of the same race. They don't look exactly alike, but they're similar. And so ethnicity is linked with cultural expression and identification. However, both are used to categorize and characterize seemingly distinct populations, all right? And so we say an ethnic group is, one ethnic group is distinct from, that means different from. One ethnic group is different from another ethnic group. And one race is different from another race. Now, you know what? I've discovered in our heart, we're all very, very much the same. But our culture and on the outside, we're different. And so you can take a look at some pictures now. And so you see the 4 women. And so these are different races. And so you can see the hair is different. The nose is different. The lips are different. The eyes are different. And now let's look at the front side. So you can see it more clearly, I think. See, look. So we have the Negroid race, we have the Mongoloid race, we have the Caucasian race. Now they have 4 of them here, but they're 4 pictures of 4 girls. Really, there's 3 races, but sometimes people add one more race in as well, and that would be the race of people that live on the islands of the ocean in the South Pacific. Okay, but you can see the point is people are different, and so we come from different races. We're different on the outside, and we're different in our culture, and so ethnic. And so let's look at 6, and I want you to read these with me. American Indian and Alaskan Native, Asian, Black or African American, Hispanic or Latino, Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander, and white. And so these are 6 ethnic groups. And the United States National Institute of Health created these categories in April of 2015 for purposes of the United States. And so these are different ethnic groups. Remember, an ethnic group has similar culture, similar language, similar history. And so read these with me, okay? I'm going to read them and you read them after me. Okay, number 1, Ni'itam Lakru, American Indian or Alaska Native. A person having origins in any of the peoples of North and South America, including Central America, and who maintains tribal affiliation or community attachment. Okay, so this is one ethnic group. They're called American Indians that live in North, South, and Central America, or Native Alaskans, not people who immigrate, but the natives. Okay, and so this is one ethnic group. They have similar language, and they have similar history, and they have similar culture. The second one is Asian. Say it after me. Asian. A person having origins in any of the peoples of the Far East, Southeast Asia, or the Indian subcontinent. Let's say this again. Asian. A person having origins in any of the original peoples of the Far East, Southeast Asia, or the Indian subcontinent. So that means the Far East is China and Korea and Japan. Southeast Asia, you know, is Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, Myanmar, Philippines, Indonesia. And then the Indian subcontinent, the India, Ceylon, Pakistan, Bangladesh, all the countries around India. Okay? And so they're a similar ethnic group. They have similar history, they have similar cultures. If you go to the Philippines, very similar culture to Cambodia. If you go to Thailand and Myanmar, very similar culture. Not exactly the same. You go to India, similar. Number 3, Black or African American. So Black or African American. A person having origins in any of the Black racial groups of Africa. Okay, say that again. Black or African Americans. A person having origins in any of the Black racial groups of Africa. Okay, see the word racial, that's the word race. Okay, and so Black and African ethnic group, mostly from Africa. Africa has many countries, but their history is similar, their culture is similar, their language might be similar. Number 4, Hispanic or Latino. Som ni itam lo crew? Hispanic or Latino. A person of Cuban, Mexican, Puerto Rican, South or Central American, or other Spanish culture or origin, regardless of the race. Okay, so the Hispanic ethnic group, or we can say the Latino ethnic group, is a person from Cuba, from Mexico. Cuba is an island. Puerto Rico is an island. Of course, Mexico is a large country. Central America has many small countries. And other Spanish culture or origin. All of these countries that I've mentioned, they speak Spanish. Why? Because Spain, about 1,500 years after Christ, Spain came over and conquered them all, and they gave them their culture and they gave them their language. And so we have the Hispanic or Latino ethnic group. Number 5, Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander. Okay, there are many islands in the Pacific Ocean. Hawaii is between North America and Asia. It's part of the United States. But then down by Australia, there's many other islands. They're called Pacific Islanders. And so it's a specific ethnic group. You know what? I was talking to someone just recently who used to live in Hawaii. Hawaii is a state in the United States. But he said the people of Hawaii are very different from the people in, we say, the continental United States, the other 48 states, 49 states. He said they're very different. They have a different culture, a different way of seeing life, a different way of living life, doing things. And so the native Hawaiian, the native from Hawaii, the original person from Hawaii and other Pacific Islands, they're a specific ethnic group. So say this with me. Tingitam Lakru. Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander. A person having origins in any of the original peoples of Hawaii, Guam, Samoa, or other Pacific islands. And number 6 is white. Okay, so a white person is having origins in Europe, the Middle East, North Africa, United States, of course. All right, so say it after me. White, the white ethnic group. A person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. And so these are considered the white ethnic group. Americans, Canadians, Europeans, even people from the Middle East or North Africa, apparently. And so this was created, this list was created by the United States National Institute of Health. So, an ethnic group. The ethnic group have similar culture. One ethnic group has similar culture, has similar history, has similar language. And, as we're going to see, they have ethnic food. All right? Let's look at your, at unit number 4 again. I've never heard of that. And so we have favorite ethnic dishes. Okay, can you say that? Favorite ethnic dishes. An ethnic dish. What is an ethnic dish? Well, let's look at your slide again. Dish. What is a dish? We know that dish is a chan. In English, we say it's a dish or it's a plate. It's the big round one that you put your food on. That's called a dish or it's called a plate. But dish has 2 meanings. One is a physical object used to hold, cook, or serve food. And when we talk about washing the dishes, we're talking about washing the plates, the bowls, pots, pans, spoons, forks, etc. But the word dish can also refer to a prepared item of food, like a lasagna or a fruit salad. Okay, and so dish has two meanings. Dish means the thing that you eat on and the thing that you have to wash when you finish eating it. But dish also refers to a kind of food. And so, what dish did you have for dinner? We had look-like for dinner. And so when you say it like that, what kind of food is what you're talking about, all right? And so dish, all right? We're going to stop right now and take a short break, and then we will go into part 2 of this lesson. We're using ethnic dish, ethnic dishes. And so I wanted you to know, what does ethnic mean? What's the difference between race and ethnic? And what's the two meanings of dish? And so now you know that. An ethnic group is a group of people living in different countries, but they have a similar history, they have a similar culture, and they might have a similar language. A race are people who are similar in their hair, their nose, their eyes, their mouth, the color of their skin. So we have 3 or maybe 4 races, but we have many different large ethnic groups and smaller ethnic groups. And a dish is something that you eat your food on, but a dish is also a kind of food, and that's what we'll talk about in our next lesson about ethnic dishes.